This video I am going to show you the procedure how to rebuild or prepare this shock or car strut. So this is a shock for Suzuki car and I am going to rebuild it. Here is one seal inside which we are going to replace. For opening this we will use a pipe wrench. A pipe wrench is required actually. So here is one another which I already have been loosened, and now I'm going to unthread it. This is threaded actually, and here is inside one seal. I will show you all the components. You can rebuild one very easily. And here is oil. You can see the old oil black is there inside. So here is the seal, and up to some quantity the oil is. I will show you in the last how it is refilled and how much quantity is there. This is old seal actually we have replaced. During replacement of seal, of course, it is going to be replaced with a new one. So here is the new one, and it's very much cheap. You can purchase for $1 or half a dollar one piece, and this will be fixed very easily over here, and we will put it in the way we will hammer it, and then later on we will put it on the shock. First we will clean all the components inside, and the old oil will be discarded, the new oil will be filled. Here is the way how we are going to remove the components. First of all, the seal had been removed, and here is one bushing, which is the centering bushing for the rod. We have removed it from, and here is the rod, and with the tubing we will remove these components from. Here is this central bush you can see, and we are not going to replace anything in this bush. This bush will only go in. This is metal bush actually, and here is one rubber seal which will come on the top of this one. So by this way this will be fixed back. Now we are going to collect the old oil in a pan. So take a pan, clean it, because later on we will use this pan for the cleaning purpose. So this way we are going to pour all the oil, old black oil from the shock absorber. All the oil should come off, and we will discard it. Here is the tube and the central rod of the shock absorber. Both we will have to dismantle because oil is there inside, and these components we will keep side. I will show another one also how to dismantle it, so you will be able to see how to dismantle this one. Here we are going to fix it in the vise, and then later you will need one small screwdriver or some metal to remove this rubber seal from. Here is a seal. Actually the top one we have already opened, and inside the tubing and the rod had been removed from the shock absorber cylinder, and here you will need a little hammering with a small hammer to remove the central bushing from this unit. So this way it will come off. It is only fixed, it is snug only, it is not threaded and not fixed firmly, but only snug. And the two components we will dismantle to pour all the oil, the old oil from it, and the oil become very much dirty. As you can see, this is black. This is not engine actually which is going to be carbonize the oil. Instead the oil had got some particles, the metal particles inside. So these we will clean from, and each and every part we will clean, and then later on we will fix back all the components. In the overhauling of the shock absorber process, what you need is a new rubber seal for the top, hydraulic oil or any sort of thin oil. Oils are normally the same, all the oils, and then later on you need some kerosene oil or gasoline for cleaning. Here is this setup for the cleaning. You can see all the components are thoroughly cleaned and washed in gasoline or in kerosene oil. So you can use any solvent of your choice to clean the components. Some people are not using gasoline and some are. So here is the way we are going to show you how to clean all the components, but this is your necessity. Otherwise gloves are needed to be, but people are not using. This is unfortunate that people are not using gloves while working with gasoline or kerosene oils. So this way we pour some kerosene oil inside the tube and the tubing. We just washed it. And the other components also we washed. We keep all the components side, and then later on we will fix all the components back. This second one also we are going to do the same procedure with. Just you have to check that rod here, because this place the seal will come, so it should not be worn out and should not be having some stain or something like that. Otherwise you will make some maintenance on this, or you will be replacing the rod, or the machine shop can also help you in this situation. They are just going to cut some portion and replacing that portion, welding another portion in. So this way also you can do it with a little less budget, but sometimes replacement is good. So okay, all the components have been washed and properly cleaned, and then later on we will keep all the components. And this is the top cover. Actually you can see the top end of the shock absorber, which is a threaded portion, and inside the seal will come. So we are going to wash this. This is the central bushing. All the components we are keeping side, and then later on for the assembling process we will take one by one and clean the parts with a rag and make it dry, so that the kerosene oil should not go in the shock absorber. Instead we will use some oil, some hydraulic oil, or some lubricant oil, but of thin grade we will use, because if we will use some thick oil it will not damp properly, and it will damp more unnecessarily. It will damp, which is not good. Here uh, the movement should be good in the tubing rod, and you can see we fixed it back. Only you will have to put it in, and then we will fill it with the oil. Other components also we are going to clean and dry, make them dry. This is the central bushing actually, and central bushing will be only cleaned and dried from the oil. Remedies should not be there, and this will go something like this. But before that we will fill oil in, the hydraulic oil. Here you can see this seal, we put it here, and the seal should be in very much good orientation. It should be balanced. It should not be in one side only. It should be in the balanced state. If it is not in the balanced state, you should have to make it balance before fixing it. And the fixation is way too easy. It's not a difficult job. Just you need some flat surface. Like here we are using an old valve, and we are just going to hammer it using this old valve, and then this seal had been fixed in. This is the seal actually, which is preventing oil from leaking, and the central shaft is moving inside this seal. So here is the bushing and central bushing, and on the central bushing top there is another oil seal, which is a rubber seal. So this way we are just going to put the tubing and rod in, and then pouring oil in, the hydraulic oil. How much you need is, all you need is half a quarter or half a liter for both. This depends upon your particular vehicle shock absorber, because for bigger you need a little more oil, and for smaller you need little oil. So up to the inner tube we will fill it. I will show you in a little while how much we are going to fill it in, but this will not be filled in once. Instead we will fill it, and then we will drag out all the air from, and that is the procedure I am just going to show you in a little while, how to drag air out of the system. So here up to the, you can see up to the inner tube we just fill it in, and then later on you should just have to shake it in inside this what is there is inside the tubing and the rod. We are just going to shake it, and you can hold the tubing using a screwdriver and put out the rod. Just bring it out and press it in to bring out all the air from the system, and pour more oil, because the oil will go down. So you will have to maintain the level all the time. 2-3 times you will repeat this process, and then all the air will come off. So air will come as bubbles, you can see, and again you will pour some oil. This is the way actually. You will have to have only oil inside, because for the damping oil is needed, air is not needed. Air will not damp, oil will damp. So for sure you will need oil inside the system and the shock absorber. So this way we will bring the rod out and then put it back in, and we will press against the air, and this way all the air will come off. Now is the time to fix the central bushing, which makes the central rod in the center against the cylinder of the shock absorber. So we fix it and put it in using the screwdriver. Just press it a little bit, and then later on the top the internal oil seal will come, so that the top cover will not get any oil and it will not leak. So it is for the leak prevention actually they have put it in this seal. Okay, so this is there, and now there's the time to fix this top cover with the oil seal. So this way it will go in, and later on we will thread the top cover on the top. First we will thread it by hand. We will not take any tool. This is the normal mechanical practice, as you know. All the components which are threaded, bolt or anything, you will have to fix snug first with the hand up to the end, and it should be snugged with the hand easily if you are not going to make it cross thread. If you are going to make it cross thread, you will destroy the part. So this is important that you have to put it by hand, and then later on in the end you should grab your pipe wrench or any tool which you are going to use to tight this nut shape cover. So we are going to fix it, firmly fix using the pipe wrench, and it should be fixed very firmly because safeties are there, and this is depending upon your safety. I mean to say your safety depends on this shock absorber also, because if in the journey the shock absorber will come apart, so it will be a disaster and you will face a catastrophe. So this way we are going to fix it firmly and tight it very firmly using whatever pipe wrench, or you can use even a screw wrench. A bigger screw wrench will also help you, but pipe wrench is very much good for this job. So this way we just fix it firmly and tight it very firmly, and then later on I will show you how to test this shock absorber for its shocking or damping property. So that's also very much easy. Some people are filling air in, but that's not required, because if you will fill air in such a system, the air will come in a very little time. The air will come out, and then it will be an ordinary shock absorber. So here we are going to test it. So first you have to clean it first, and then press it in, and it should take too much force to press in, and it should come out as it is doing. You can see. So this is the test. So if it is doing, and if you will bring it out, it will take much force. So this is the way how you are going to test. Thank you for watching.